guys, welcome to my channel, Kate's Creative Space. I'm Kate, and for today's video we're going to be doing a post review of my latest finish, Visit Hawaii. So let's get started. Okay, here is the painting. It is Visit Hawaii. I got this from a diamond art company based in Canada called Oraloa, and the artist's name on this piece is Maria Chetkareva. I'm still to this day hoping I'm pronouncing her name correctly. This one is a round piece. Most of Oraloa's, not all of them, but most of Oraloa's pieces can be purchased in squares or rounds. I chose to purchase this one in rounds, mostly because the squares was out of stock at the time. And it is 42.3 by 60 centimeters, 16.65 by 23.62 inches. So for me, this one was a really good size point. It was not too big. I wanted something that wasn't going to be overwhelming or take super long time, and I decided to kit this one up because I was working on a very color blocking heavy square kit at the same time. So I very impulsively decided I'm going to kit this one up. It's nice, it's got summer vibes, and I'm going to do this one alongside the other color blocking heavy one that I've been working on. So I loved being able to do both of them at the same time. I think it's something I'm going to continue doing. And what I would do is I'd just do a strip of this one, and then I'd go and do a strip of the other one. I could usually get one section of this done in 2 to 3 days, depending on how much time I had to diamond paint that day. But it really worked out well. This diamond painting had 45 colors. 4 of them were A, B, and 2 were, they call special drills. I'm not sure what, it's labeled on the drill stickers as ND, but on their website they're called special drills. But they are the Diamond Art Club equivalent of like fairy dust drills with that little glimmer coating on top of them. I'm actually going to take a minute to show you what all of the special drills looked like. So the first fairy dust is like a red, and I'm trying to get a good close-up of like the glitter effect that are on those drills. There we go. So they had a red one. I liked this one a lot. It's mostly in her bathing suit and a little bit in the flowers is where I found that one. The next one is a blue, 3766. This one was super pretty to work with. I really enjoyed working with this one. And I thought you could find this one in bits of the sky and the mountains and the water, and the waves of the water as well. That one was really pretty. And then as far as ABs go, the first one was 318. I liked this one a lot. It's a blue, but it's like a grayish hue to it. This was my favorite of the special drills to work with. ABs are short for Aurora Borealis, and the coating on the ABs is a little bit more coarse, where the coating on the special fairy dust-esque type drills is more of like a fine glitter. So that's kind of the difference between the two. The next AB was 783, and it is an orange. And then after that, let's see where the orange was. It was in her outline here, the edges of the surfboard, and then the edges of the flowers as well. Oh, and that grayish blue was in the surfboard here, and then just in bits of the sky on the sailboat here as well. Next we have 907. This is a green. And with such a tropical piece, I mean, greens and yellows are given, especially for having the accent drills on them. But I liked this lime green color a lot. That one you could find throughout the whole piece. It was in the trees, here and up here. It was here on the mountain, and then throughout the surfboard, and then down in here, the bits and pieces of the leaves and such. The last one was, it's like a greenish yellow, 3819. And that one, you found it really close to where you found the green. Surfboard, trees, mountains and in the flowers. Such a fun tropical piece. I really liked the specials. They weren't overpowering, but they brought a little something to the piece. So when you look at the trees, they have that extra glitter to them, extra shine to them, and I think it's really, they were charted very nicely. Okay, so I started this kit on July 5th and I finished it on July 30th. If it had been the only kit I was taking, it probably would have taken me like 2 or 3 weeks to finish, but since I worked on 2 kits at the same time, I'm proud of myself and for the progress that I made with it, getting it done in under a month. Next, we'll look at the trash drills. This is all I had in terms of trash. I really didn't have any problems with having too much trash. A lot of them just had big holes in the middle of them. Or a few of them had like their bottoms were concave, funky, so when you laid them on the canvas, you're like, oh, that doesn't sit flush. So I would just pick those off and throw them in. This is my first time collecting trash. So as far in the grand scheme of things, I don't know if that's a ton, but to me, I don't think it's enough. It didn't interfere with my ability to finish the project. I did have 2 gripes about this kit though, so we'll talk about those next. The first gripe I had is that I was short of color, which I'm not too worried about as far as like Oraloa as a company, because I've done 2 or 3 other Oraloa kits and I've never had any issues with being short on colors. Sometimes it just happens. I'm sure that the company would have sent me replacement drills, but I ended up not needing to ask because I had the drill to spare. I had them in my stash and my mom had some as well. I was short quite a bit, but like I said, I had enough that it didn't matter. It was this dark navy blue here. I would say the second or third most needed, like biggest amount of color in the kit. So it was definitely missed for sure. So I was glad that I had extras in my stash and was able to get the kit finished without having to reach out to the company. I am interested. I almost kind of wish I had reached out just to see how the experience would have been so I could tell you guys about it. Hindsight now, I guess. But that is why I also do collect them and keep my drills when I'm done with them, is just so that I can have extras in case something like that were to come up. But like I said, the company's been great, so I don't think that there would have been any problems with getting replacement drills. I'll have to do some research on that and make sure like that wouldn't be something that would be a problem. I'm not sure what their exact policy is, but I do know most companies that sell premium kits have some kind of warranty on them. So my second gripe that I had with this kit is just the guide circles in general. I'm going to pop a picture up right here of what I'm talking about, like a close-up of an unfinished portion of the kit. But I found that when you put a round drill down on a canvas, the surrounding color is the color of the drill. But for Oraloa's kits, they have a white circle, which is where your drill is supposed to sit. And I found it very distracting, especially on the darker colors, because it'd be like a section of green that you're putting the drills down on, and then you would put it down on this white circle, and if you didn't place it completely perfectly, you would see bits of the white peeking through all that green. And it definitely bothered me. It made me feel like I had to be really precise with how I was placing the drills. I found my hand pushing harder to get them down like perfectly and constantly scooting them back into place. And then the next day I'd look at it and be like, oh, they all kind of shifted slightly, which normally wouldn't be a big deal. But then I would see all these little peaks of white, and it did drive me a little bit crazy. Part of that might be me being a perfectionist, but I don't think I'm a big fan of guide circles for that reason. This is the first round Oraloa kit that I've done. I'm trying to show you a good example, like right here. See the white patches around the blue drills there? It's because they're not placed absolutely perfectly. And I find this hobby relaxing because when you look at it from a distance, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I don't like feeling like I have to be perfect all the time on it, but I just don't love seeing that white on there. So I definitely struggled with it. I definitely struggled with it. I have done a couple square Oraloa kits though, and had no issues with that. So I am really glad that most of my Oraloa stash is squares. because I'm not sure. I have a couple of other round kits, and it's not a deal breaker. I'm definitely still going to do those kits, but it wasn't my favorite round drill experience. I will just say that. The cool thing about this artwork in particular, though, is that you could get this one in a square version. So I think that that's really cool. I do think sometimes the little details on kits like this would transfer and look better as squares. Squares have more drills per square inch because they butt up next to each other and have no space in between them. So they tend to show details a little bit better. I didn't think with this one it would be a problem to have it in rounds, and I think it ended up turning out really well. The only part that I thought kind of looked a little funky was like these palm trees here in the background maybe didn't pixelate perfectly, and I mean, I think her eyes maybe could have been a little bit, I hate to say better because it's hard. They're round drills, so you can only get so much. In order to make the eyes look sharper, I think that's the word I'm looking for, sharper, they would have to, you know, make the canvas bigger. That makes the price point bigger. That makes everything need more. So I think for the size point that it was, I think it transferred really well. I'm not 100% sure if Oraloa hand renders all their kits or if they use some computer generating rendering and then touch it up by hand. I do think, based on the rendering, if they are not fully hand rendering them, someone's definitely looking them over, because I feel like the render was really good. I liked it a lot. Every once in a while I would find one random color drill, like it'd be a whole patch of this blue and then one random one shade lighter right in the middle, and I'd be like, what are you, why could we not just make it all the same one color? But it wasn't enough to bother me, and if you were doing the kit and saw that you could always just pop in the same color that was around it, I feel like they definitely hand render them to some point, to some degree, based on how the rendering is. I've done some, like, before I knew about Diamond Art Club, before I knew about premium kits and licensing and all those things, I did a few kits that were not licensed, and this didn't remind me of like that style of like, oh, this is just a confetti hot mess because the computer spit this picture out and they just slapped some drills together. There's definitely some touch that went into this, and that just helps really make it feel really nice and incredible. So I loved this piece a lot. I overall had a positive experience with it. I'm excited to do a square Oraloa next to just remind myself of the differences between the two. I've done a couple square ones in the past, but not recently enough. I think I'm getting ready to do a square Oraloa next month so that I can kind of compare and contrast the experience with them both. I'm gonna pop up a picture right here of the full finished canvas in view so you can see the whole thing. And yeah, guys, if you, let me know in the comments, have you ever worked on an Oraloa kit, and specifically by this artist? Because I feel like Maria Chetkareva has, I would say, more than 30 diamond paintings on the Oraloa website, and it's actually the only artist I've purchased from Oraloa. I probably should branch out and look at some of the other paintings and artists from there, but I think her work is so amazing and I absolutely love it. Now they release, I feel like every new release they do, they have one of her diamond paintings come out. So she has so many, like, not feasible enough for me to get all of them. There are definitely some on my wish list that I really want, but had to like hold myself back a bit. I feel like her artwork's becoming a little more popular. I'm seeing her pop up on the D-Stash Facebook groups a lot more, and she does tend to sell out, and sometimes those restocks take some time. So I will link the Oraloa website down below. I'll link this painting specifically, and then from there you can also just kind of navigate their whole website and take a look. Overall, it was such a fun experience doing this diamond painting, and I was really glad to share it with you guys. This was my 22nd finish. I adjusted my numbers to put a set of mini dazzles in there as a full finish. So this is my 22nd finish of all time and my 7th finish of 2024. So I'm really glad to have this one completed and in my collection. Thank you guys so much for watching my post review on this. Let me know if you have any questions or thoughts down in the comments. I love to hear from you guys. And if you wanted to give this video a thumbs up, I'd be so grateful. And if you liked this video and want to see some more diamond painting content from me, feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you on my little corner of the internet. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll check in with you in the next one.